Uh, as you head into what is going to be your second to last college football game as a Black Knight, have you had an opportunity or a chance to reflect on your college football career at Army? And if so, what has been the narrative that you've come up or outlined that you've come up with relative to your tenure as a football player at the academy?
Yeah, I think I've definitely had, time to reflect on, my journey throughout the program. And I think one of the most prevalent, you know, um, you know, prevalent, what's the word? Words that kind of describe my journey would just be resiliency. I came in, didn't really play that much until I got to my junior year, and I had to put in a lot of work to get to, the point where I am right now. And I think I had to put a lot of faith and trust into my teammates. They helped me out a lot throughout the way because, there's a lot of bumps in the journey. And they helped me out and kind of got me to this point as well. But, it was just a lot of hard work. And I think one of the main things I took from it is just, I can accomplish anything I put my mind to if I put the work in. So um, now I'm just kind of looking forward to, ending it the right way with a win over Navy, and then, get into after that the bowl game. So
Awesome. And when you first arrived at West Point, the trip option obviously was, Coach Monken's thing, and obviously offensive coordinator Brent Davis, mainstay, if you will. However, more college programs and even NFL programs have come to embrace similar style of offense, albeit they'll call it the RPO. Hence, the traditional pocket-only passer is somewhat rare today. So if a high school quarterback were to ask you how you felt about playing quarterback at Army, what would you say to him?
yeah, I'd say it's a very amazing experience, and it puts a lot of responsibility on the quarterback too. And that's kind of what I like about it. We have the ball and we have to make decisions on every play. And if we don't do something the right way, most of the time, the play is not going to work out well. So that's probably one of the main things I like, is just having the responsibility to be the responsibility of executing the plays very well. And we're also relied upon to run the ball, 20, 30 times a game as well. And then we're able to hit big pass plays because, most of the time the team isn't expecting a pass. So it'll be wide open. It'll be a big play. So it's very fun. And just having the ability to, dish it out to different people. You can't just focus on one person as well. So I say it's very fun, and it can be a very explosive offense when it's run well.
Fantastic. Thanks a lot, and best to you on Saturday.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Ken Kreitzer.
Good afternoon, Christian. Hey, just want to ask you a little bit about the offense. It seems that you've got another dimension this year with Tyrell Robinson, Isaiah Alston, and just the ability to get the ball out to the perimeter. So you may not have to run the ball as much yourself. How has that been adding to your offense?
Yeah, I think both those guys have done a really good job just making plays for us. I think it helps our offense a lot because we don't just have to run the ball from the tackles. We could get outside. And I think T-Rob does a great job just being able to make people miss when he does get the ball in his hands. And he could catch the ball as well, catch the ball very well as well. Then Isaiah, whenever we're in a bind, he's able to make big plays as well. So I think just keeps the defense off balance, and they can't just key in on our fullbacks or any one slot. They have to pay attention to everybody on our offense. So I think it just helps keep our offense very balanced, and it keeps the defense off balance.
And just looking at the Navy defense, we met Diego Fargo, their linebacker, who's got 11 tackles for loss. What is his impact you see in the Navy defense, and other challenges that you've seen in watching some of the tape?
Yeah, I think he's a very good player, good tackler, tough kid. I think we're going to have to execute very well. Our line's going to have to, block them up very well in order for us to be effective. And I think that's what it's going to come down to. Our game plan is just, going to have to be us being able to execute blocks and get people on the ground. So I think regardless who it is, as long as we're able to do that, we'll have a good day.
And just, we talked a little bit to Coach Monken about how players need to keep focused this week with a lot going on at the academy? And then also when you get down to the stadium, there's so many people, so much activity just before the game. How do you tell your players, your younger players, about how to keep focused during all that goes on during the Army Navy week?
Yeah, I don't think we have too much trouble, maintaining focus during this week. We know what the challenge is. We know how hard this game is and how hard fought it is. So I think our captains, our leaders on the team have done a great job just emphasizing that to the players. And I think everybody's on the same page that we need to be locked in this week and we need to be able to execute very well in order to win the game.
Thanks, Christian.
Yes, sir.
Ken McMillan.
Hi, Christian. You mentioned resilience earlier. Is this a trait that you knew you had going into these hardships, or did you discover something about yourself?
Yeah, I think I knew I was a resilient person coming in, but I think that was tested when I got here. I definitely went through the hardest hardships of my life since I've been here, and there were times where I didn't know if I'd be able to bounce back from them, but I was. So I think that resiliency kind of got developed more as I've come up through the program. So I'd say that I always knew I had some form of resiliency in me, but that trait just got further developed as I've been here.
Are you, comfortable in sharing what some of the hardships might have been?
While I've been here?
Yes.
Yeah, I think just not being able to play, at first was hard. Just being a high school kid who was, a star on his football team and having to wait your turn for a little bit was hard. Academics is hard. It didn't always come, easy for me. So just, some of the academics here was difficult for me and having to overcome some of those challenges. Injuries was a big one for me, especially last year and the year before that. Had a lot of injuries that set me back, especially in times when, I was making a lot of progress, maybe in the depth chart, and then I would get hit with a major injury that would keep me out. So things like that, those were kind of the hardships I faced. And then obviously we had COVID too. And my parents getting COVID was definitely a major hardship in my life. So I'd say probably those things are some examples of the hardships I've had since I've been here.
Mm-hmm. Do you think you're playing your best football of your career right now?
I feel like I'm trying to play my best football. I think my teammates have done a really good job just kind of setting me up for success. I feel like they're getting open and I'm, it's easy for me to just put the ball out there and they're making great catches. The line is blocking very well. And they opened up a lot of holes for me to run the ball very well. Slots are getting people on the ground. And I feel like as a whole, our offense has been operating very well since I've been here, the best it's been. So that's what I'd say about that.
Mm-hmm. Do you wish you had more time as Army's quarterback, or is it really time to move on?
Yeah, I mean, of course, everybody probably wants to play football forever, but I realize that this is my last year, and I'm excited and I'm ready to be an officer in the Army at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Can you take us back to your first Army-Navy game? Tell us about the emotions going into that.
Are you talking about my first one, my plebe year, or the one where I first played in?
The one when you played.
Yeah. So yeah, going back to that game, it was very nerve-wracking for me. Just my first start, being in the Army-Navy game, just all the eyes that were kind of being that were on me in the game leading up to it. But I feel like once I got into the flow of the game, those nerves kind of went away and it just became, like any other ball game. But I just remember, all the theatrics going on outside of the game and, kind of all the officers talking to me about it and what it means to them. So I think just that game, I think just going into this game, I'm going to definitely rely on that experience that I had. And I don't think I'll be as caught off guard by, you know, some of the outside factors going on between the game as I will for this year. I feel like that experience will definitely help me out for this year's game.
What would it mean to beat Navy one more time?
Yeah, I mean, it would be amazing. You know, being able to beat Navy and win the CIC trophy another time would be the best. It would be the best thing in the world. You know, that feeling you get when you beat Navy and you win the CIC is definitely unmatched. You know, it's hard to describe kind of what that feeling is because I've had a bunch of people ask me, but I always find it hard to describe how that feeling is. But definitely be excited. And it's just a feeling of accomplishment like no other. Just being with this team and being able to accomplish something like that would be amazing.
Thank you, Christian.
Yes, sir.
And any others for Christian? Ken Kreitzer?
Kristen, yeah, could you maybe just describe what branch night was like for you and the branch that was in your envelope?
Yeah, branch night. So I got transportation corps was my second choice. But I'm very excited, very happy. It was a very good night, you know, very excited. I took a video of my reaction just so I could keep it forever, but I was very excited, very happy to, you know, finally have my branch and know what I'm doing. And I'm excited to be able to, you know, be a part of the Army finally and get to work with that once I'm done with football.
Thanks. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.